Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Greenlight Weekend podcast. I know we're a couple days late this week. I apologize, but it's for a good reason. We had a banger of a guest coming in this week, and we had to wait an extra day or two. Our guest this week is PJ Johnson, powerful comic, originally from Detroit, Michigan. Now he's in the Denver, Boulder area. He's fucking killing the game. I think he's done like 60 showcases this year. He's really moving on up. I met him at the Four Corners Comedy Festival in Durango. He killed. We met in a smoke circle. So naturally, we started this podcast off with a blunt. It's the only way. And I don't think we stopped smoking weed the entire time we were recording. So I had a great fucking time. And I had to go do an open mic after that. So it went well. PJ was an amazing guest. Phil was fucking hilarious. I feel like I did all right. I really appreciate you guys listening. Check out PJ on Twitter and Facebook, PJ Johnson, and on Instagram, Papa Jr. Joseph Papa Johnson. I think you can also search PJ Johnson. You'll find him. All the links will be in the description of the podcast. Also, check out the Whiskey Reel podcast. You can find them on all social media, The Whiskey Reel, and on the podcast apps, The Whiskey Reel. Super funny. Sean Moe, Bobby Noyes, Aaron Brandis. We had them on the podcast a few weeks ago. They're fucking hilarious. We love those guys. Also, check out Ethan Esparza on SoundCloud, at Hip Hop Trip, at The Chava People. Again, the links will be in the description, I promise. And as always, you can find us at GLW_podcast on Instagram, Greenlight Weekend on Facebook and YouTube. Check out the YouTubes, please. Thank you. And greenlightweekend@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, concerns. For those of you that are still riding with us, I can't tell you how much it means to us. And that's why I work so hard to get this guest for you, because it's a fucking banger. I really hope you guys enjoy this week's episode, and as Phil would say, love yourself.
I wanna see a rainy day. My life is full of sunshine, but how could I complain? I must be losing my mind. I wanna see the rainfall, catch a double rainbow, sitting with an angel. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful. I can see a halo right above an angel. I wanna make music. I wanna make love. You and me, we can do it.
What were we talking about earlier? Right before we came in here.
We were talking about me moving to Phoenix, maybe? Yeah, they were just cool. I couldn't get on one mic, but maybe I just wasn't patient enough. Like, if I would have sat around till midnight, I could have got on. But I was also visiting my mom. And I was there really early, and at 10:30, I was like, all right, I'm just going to bail on this one. And the next night, I don't know. Do you know Chris Ariano? Have you met him yet?
I feel like I have. I know we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah. He's an interesting cat. But he's, like, doing it out in Phoenix now. So the next night, I was like, dude, I need, like, because I should have went to a mic before that and then showed up at that mic, and then I would have. It seemed like I would have had a better chance to get on, and I wouldn't have been sitting around all fucking day. Right. But it's how you learn, you know?
I mean, but that's the game for us. Always. For sure. You go into a new territory, everyone's we don't know you, go last. Like, that's just how it is.
And I met a few people, like, at the festival that I was kind of hoping would help me out a little bit. But whatever, Chris pointed me in the right direction, and I hit 3 mics in one night, and everybody was super cool. I saw Christopher Royer, who I met at the festival. Yeah, so I think I could do well out there, and it's either that or Denver, and I don't think I can afford Denver. Mm-hmm. I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah, because whenever I hear about comics in Denver, like, it's usually like 6 of them in a $1,500 spot near downtown, and everybody's splitting like $300 rent and 3 bedrooms and 6 people, 3 couples, and this look like
if you're willing to drive 2 hours a day. You can find a spot.
Oh yeah.
But that's a lot, man.
Totally. Like Evergreen, that's cool, but you're way out there. Yeah. And when traffic gets bad, you're fucking 2 hours.
Yeah, and that was the
Right.
thoughts. My mom's place is dope. She pays like $1,200. It's dope,
Nice.
dope. Like me and my girlfriend could live there, I would be pumped. Like it's dope as fuck, and that's in our price range.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 20 minutes from downtown Phoenix. Like I can do that.
Oh yeah, 20 minutes.
Did
Yeah.
you ever
Yeah.
hit traffic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's still 20 minutes.
Yeah, from the airport to her house. Dude, I thought it was gonna be like a $70 Uber, but it was like 45 minutes and $40 or something.
Nice.
And I got this
That's not
cool old English dude that was just bitching about his wife the whole time. He was hilarious.
You could just say cunt.
Dude, I met
He was cool with it.
I met so many cool Uber drivers. That's my favorite part about like going into a new city, because I didn't have a car, I flew.
Yeah.
So I love talking to Uber drivers, man. In Nashville, I met this cool ass dude that used to be in the Army, and his brother like got caught smuggling like hundreds of pounds of weed over the Mexican border using the Army.
Wow.
Like it is fatigues and shit. And his brother that was the Uber driver was like a captain or something, and somehow got him like a real low penalty. But he was like fucked, for a minute.
Oh.
But he was just telling me this driving to Nashville. I was like, this is the best Uber ride ever. I love hearing people's stories when they're willing.
Yeah, I've had some crazy conversations with cab/Uber drivers.
Yeah.
They're just interesting people, especially in Miami. The few cabs that I was there, interesting fucking people.
Right. I bet.
Oh, I think cabs. I think the best cabs I had wasn't like Ubers and Lyfts. I think they were like out in Cuba. I went out there on a vacation.
Nice.
And I think the nicest thing about them was just like seeing like the difference between like capitalism and socialism as far as like how the people work and shit. Well, I mean communism, excuse me. Because like the people, they would, the cab drivers, they would like, if they didn't know where they was going, they would ask other cab drivers like, hey, how do I get here and everything else. And the other cab drivers would tell them like, oh, you go this way, that way. Detroit, you out here trying to hustle and make some money? I wish you would try to ask somebody how to do the same shit and make some money.
Yeah, you're the competition, bitch.
Exactly, like that. And so just seeing that, like seeing like the different, like I think that's like the coolest experience I've ever seen with cabs, because it was just like a full on like culture shock.
Yeah, we're all doing the same thing. We're working together, basically. Like,
Exactly.
you do good, I do good. We're all good.
Right, exactly.
Nobody waits. People are willing to tip. Like when people are really impressed with you over and over and over, they go into that cab wanting to give a good tip, because they're like, all right, let's do this. It's like a good breakfast. When I go to a place where I know has good breakfast,
Right.
and I'm fucking pumped to go, like I'm ready to tip.
I think the most important person as a guy that you should tip is your barber.
Agreed.
I think your barber should get 25% every single time. Doesn't matter. If he does a good job, he should get like 25%. I don't care, because that's your access to getting laid, to getting jobs, to like getting respect in a way, to like being able to be like, your mama ain't like cussing you out about your hairline and stuff.
Right.
I think like
I shave my own head.
you shave. Oh, you shave your own head.
Yeah, so I tip myself pretty good. I think. I started losing my hair like 2 years ago, fast.
Damn.
And so it just like, I tried to do like the grow this part out and comb it over and like slick it back. And then I was like, fuck that. Cause I would like see pictures of myself and there's just like a bald spot right here. And I'm like trying to hide it.
And that picture's forever.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just going to start shaving it.
Okay.
But my mom did say for my 30th birthday, she was going to buy me one of those laser hats.
wait.
It's actually a helmet. It's a laser helmet.
What
and
does
it's
it
supposed
do?
to stimulate your hair growth.
I was so
There's
confused
actually-
when you said laser hat.
Yeah, I thought like pew, 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 like a. Like
They
a
have
laser.
some like actual hats that look like hats that have little laser beams, but the real ones, they're like a helmet, and I gotta wear this shit every night. If my mom's gonna buy it for me, I'm gonna try it.
Really?
If my hair grows back, I'm gonna be stoked.
That
I
shit
just
sound-
gotta wear this laser helmet every night.
That sound like just for men for Terminators, like
For sure.
Dude, it would be a great podcast sponsor, though. Nobody's shouting them out. You know what I mean?
The eye restore.
Shit, and they expensive too, so that's some good sponsorship dollars. Hey.
Yeah, $500.
500 for some lasers on your head that you can't even see.
If you lost all your hair, would you pay $500?
Only if it got a camera that will show me what's going on inside. It's like if I got to get a colonoscopy, like I need to see what's going on in there. Like if something's in there, I want to know just as much as you do.
I'm the opposite. I want to close my eyes. I wanna see.
You don't want to see.
Fix it.
Like, every little piece of poo that comes by, I'm like, cancer, cancer.
You're like, that's a lot.
No, that's
a
still
turd.
shit.
It's like, nope, that's still a turd.
Yeah, that's poop. You're fine. You just need to eat more fiber.
That's real sometimes.
I'm the opposite.
Everybody should eat fiber. Do you eat too much fiber?
I'm the hypochondriac that's scared to go onto WebMD because I'm like, that's what I have, and then I get even more scared. It's horrible.
Oh man.
Yeah, I went on WebMD the other day. I don't even remember what it was
Yeah,
for.
it's either like you have cancer or it's gas.
Oh, yeah. I went back to the gym finally. Like, sober October fucked me up. I didn't go to the gym. And, yeah, that carried on into November, and I just wasn't going to the fucking gym. And then I went to the gym, and I worked out way too hard. Like, waited like an hour till I ate breakfast. And then, like, my hands got numb and my face got numb. And I started Googling it, and it was just like, yeah, you're going to die. I was just like, fuck these people. Because
The few times I've had panic attacks, my hands and feet have gone numb. And it's like your flight or flight mechanism is like pulling blood away from your limbs to pump more to your heart. So once I figured that out, anytime my hands go numb, I'm like, oh, I'm about to have a panic attack. And then I just let it go.
So wait, with WebMD, like if you put something in like severe enough, will it like
Yeah,
get
if you're
to...
like, where's the pain? It's like, it's in my chest. I'm like, well, you could be having a heart attack.
probably fatal.
okay, because like that's just such like an odd concept because like I wouldn't want to see like the words like just as soon as I type in the results and hit enter. Just
Yeah, you take a little test and then it tells you like all the possibilities that it could be. So you're like, I have a pain in my chest. So like, could be gas. You could be having a heart attack. You might be having an aneurysm in your brain.
But it never is. So it's always like a list of.
Yeah, it's never like.
It's never just
At the end, it's always like, call your healthcare physician. It's like, I should have fucking done that in the first place.
Yeah, but most of them aren't, like, the options are usually pretty grim. Like, every time I looked, like, face and hand numbness, it was, like, probably related to herpes. And I was like, well, I haven't been fucking around.
Well, okay.
That was the first answer. I mean, there is a little bit of an algorithm. So, like, you had to take a little bit of a test. Like, you have herpes.
No, I just Googled it. I don't think it was WebMD. I think I just Googled it. And then,
that's
like,
on you.
options from WebMD was, like, slide left.
herpes.
Yeah. I was like, if now, I mean,
I say if you're going to Google it, you might as well hit I'm feeling lucky. Like, just go for broke. Go for broke. Whatever it says you got, fuck it. Just ride with it.
yeah, I just convinced myself that I worked out too hard and didn't eat fast enough. And my body was in shock. Because I was lazy as fuck for a month and a half.
I took a bunch of psyllium husk before the gym once, and I'd never taken it before because I was trying to get a healthier poop.
Right.
And I got
Right
really
before the
high.
gym?
I got really high before I went in too, and so I was like on the treadmill, and my throat felt like it was closing up, and so it sent me into a panic attack. And I thought that, oh shit, I'm allergic to psyllium husk, and I'm about to have an allergic reaction, and my throat closed up, and like I ran downstairs and like, I think I'm having an allergic reaction,
Really?
and they called the ambulance.
Really?
And like 5 minutes later, I was like, no, I'm just having a panic attack. Tell them not to come. And they're like, well, they're already on their way. I'm like, fuck. And they made me sit there, and these giant, muscular, young fucking firemen
Emasculating the fuck out you.
had to come in. And I was like sitting in the office, and they had to like check my blood pressure and shit. And I'm like, no, I'm just having a panic attack. I'm like, well, we still have to check you, sir. It was so embarrassing.
Did you get a bill?
No.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
That's a win.
They made me sign a waiver that I was refusing medical treatment,
Nice.
Oh, man.
but it was dumb.
5 minutes later, your throat closes up. You're just like, oh.
No, it was definitely just a panic attack. Stupid.
Well,
I got over that shit. It's been a long time since I've had one of those.
that's good.
I went down a rabbit hole and like got addicted to Xanax and benzos a little bit.
Oof.
When was this?
Right before I started, right as I was working at Prohibition Herb.
Oh, yeah.
Around that time.
That makes sense.
When we went to Joe Rogan.
Okay.
I ate a bunch of Xanax in the back of that car.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I was so I don't remember any of Joe Rogan.
Really?
Nothing.
Wow.
None of it. I remember seeing him. But then I ate a bunch of kratom. I was a little drug addict, man.
That sound like it. Like a bunch of
I probably ate like, I don't want to be camping. I ate, yeah, it was probably like 4 or 5 Xanax.
Jesus.
All
One
the way to
milli-
Denver?
1 milligram. And we smoked some weed. And then when we got there, I ate some kratom before we went and hung out with Homeboy's parents, her mom.
Oh, Zach. I thought you talked about the Pat trip.
Mm-mm.
Oh, with Zach?
Yeah, when we went and saw Joe Rogan.
Oh, what did we do with Pat?
We went to the strip club.
That's
and
all?
then went to UFC.
Oh, UFC. All right.
That's what we did.
Okay.
God, we get too fucked up when we go to Denver, apparently.
Like I mean, it's kind of, but like, damn, I don't think you gotta get that fucked up.
Well, I didn't get that fucked up. I was unaware of all that.
Brian didn't know that. I was dealing with some anxiety. I'm losing my mind. So I thought I'd just self-medicate.
My dog is interrupting the podcast once again.
Oh, you're so
Shiva,
sweet.
come here.
Oh, you gotta get down.
Come up on the chair. Come on.
So, you're from Michigan? PJ?
Yeah, Detroit, born and raised.
All right. How long you been in Boulder? Is that where you live now?
Now I do. Yeah, I live in Boulder. I've been living in Colorado though, for 4 years now actually. So, yeah, I moved here like right before my 21st birthday, and I don't know if there's any 20-year-olds that will be listening to this, but piece of advice: never move away from all your friends and family before your 21st birthday. Do that shit after. All right, it's just not smart. It's just not smart anyway. But yeah, 4 years I've been living here and stuff. So I bounced around. I've lived in Aurora, lived in Louisville, lived in Erie. Now I'm living in Boulder and stuff. So I can get around.
Yeah. You like Boulder? That's what I hear.
I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know. Boulder's weird. Like, I don't like be rocking around Boulder. I don't do that really. I just like kind of just go to work, do comedy, and like just that's it. But I mean, as far as Boulder goes, me.
Right.
Nah, it's just like, I don't know. It's just too many people. It's too many ways that people can look at you and make you feel broke. And I don't know how Boulder does it better than anybody else.
Uh-huh.
It's I don't know. It's weird. Like,
I feel broken Durango a lot.
see,
So I was like, Boulder kind of is like a bigger Durango. Like a, I don't know.
I think Durango is like Boulder time. It's like Boulder times 2, but like a little bit less pretentious.
I agree.
Like when I came out here for the festival and stuff, it wasn't. I didn't feel like unwelcome or anything like
Right.
that. Like I went to go pick up a pizza like a couple of nights ago in Boulder, and I'm standing there waiting for the pizza in the hoodie, and next thing you know, like this lady's at the bar just like staring at me, just kind of like with that little like little half smile, just like what are you doing? Like this is new for me, like that type of look. And and I like, and that happens like pretty often and
Okay.
shit. So like I guess that's one of the things about like Boulder I don't like being black in Boulder.
Not a
you
lot of
know?
black people in Boulder.
Nah, but like when I see them though, like I can tell when they not from Colorado and when they from Colorado or specifically from Boulder, you know, like back in Detroit, you know, if you just see a random stranger like going up the street or something like that, you lock eyes with them, you throw a little head nod or something like that. Just
So you cool?
yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Just
Yeah.
that's it. But like in Boulder, I've had this happen a couple of times. Like I throw the head nod, and then like they'll like look astonished and like pointing themselves like me, like what are
Yeah,
you talking
yeah,
to me? I'm
yeah.
like,
They're like some, like, get out.
yeah.
Like, get out, black guys.
I was just like, I was just like, wait, yeah,
They're really
wait,
just
yo.
white people.
I was just like, what happened? I was like, what did they do to you? They're like, I live on Oak Street. I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, what's your major? They're like, Scientology. I'm like,
Oh, fuck. They got you.
man, this is just like, I don't know, it's silly, you know, like, you know, I meet like other black dudes with dreads and stuff, and I'm like, oh man, you go to school out here? He's like, yeah, I go to Naropa. I'm like, ugh, all right, let me move on. I can't. Mm-mm.
Are you going to school?
No. Too broke for that.
Right. So why Boulder?
Oh, I moved out here for a chick.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, she lived in the county and stuff. So like I like came out on vacation and whatnot, and like I met her out here and stuff.
Right.
So then like I moved out here and like got my life started in Aurora and everything else, and then like we ended up getting into a relationship and everything else, and
Right.
that was it. And then I did comedy, and then I started doing comedy and all that, and now I'm here in Durango with pit bulls and weed, and I love it.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, it's weird, but like I don't know.
Was it the travel she couldn't handle, or?
Oh no, nothing like that. Like that was like I moved here and stuff.
Or were you telling jokes about her and she heard them? Because that's happened to me.
Well,
Mostly on the podcast.
That did happen. Yeah, that did happen. Yeah, never try to. I thought this is early. I learned after my first year that most of the stuff that you do in your first year, you can't do ever again. I learned that real quick, I guess. And so like early on, I think it was like the first it was an open mic that I invited her to come to, and
Type move.
Yeah, no, don't do them. No, Vice, don't ever do that. Anyway, so yeah, and I don't know. I saw her, and then like I think I was like losing the crowd a little bit, and then like it was just kind of like I like the target just set on her, and I was just like I'm gonna come up with some shit, and then I made up a joke about like her eating ass.
Nope.
And I'm like, and we got in the car, and I'm like, but it wasn't real. She's like, don't you ever put me in your fucking shit again. And like, oh man, it was a whole.
No, you got to find something that is real, but it's cute. You know
exactly,
what I mean?
but like I was.
No, I've pushed it too far multiple times.
Man, I'm telling you, if I knew what I knew then, maybe. But yeah,
That's how you got to learn, though. Shit, you can't learn in an easy way. Learning's hard.
Yeah, but like, it's like not this way. You're like, at what cost? You just like, yeah, that was just silly. I'm just like, why would you really make up a joke about your girlfriend eating ass like in front of her? Like, you gonna do that in front of her?
You got to rehearse it.
Yeah, there was like no one to save me,
or at least write it and look at it before you say it.
I'd probably do that about Coel.
She could hang though.
Yeah, she'd handle it.
But when
she does eat ass, though.
But when you're under pressure though, like you run out of shit and you're just like, oh, I still got like 2 minutes up here and stuff, and then I'm still in the open mic, so I'm like, I gotta do it until my time, and I didn't like know I could just be like, oh, I don't have to do all the time that's given. So yeah, I fell into that trap, and then next thing you know, stupid shit happened.
That's a trap I've seen a lot of like real new comics fall into, and I'm only like 11 months in, so I'm still a pretty new comic. But I learned all those traps real fast, and I was friends with comics before I did comedy.
Yeah.
So they helped me out a little bit,
Oh man, yeah, lucky you.
Well, if you want to get into the comedy scene, have a podcast and ask a comic, hey, you want to come on my podcast? And most of them are like, definitely.
Yeah.
And then we get high and drink and we become friends and. And
then you're friends of the show.
Some of them are real homies now, just because we had them on the pod. Like Dave is one of my best friends now. And the first time we had a real conversation was on the podcast.
Well, you own a pit bull, and the first thing that it did was jump into my arms and try to lick me instead of barking at me. So I want to say that you're halfway there. All right? That's a very big plus.
Dude, I couldn't have asked for a nicer dog. She's almost too nice. Like when old people are around, you gotta really contain her because she's just like, I want to kiss up.
See, that's also like the really nice thing just about like living here. Like you could not just walk up to any dog you wanted to in Detroit. I wish you would. Oh no, I'm like people act. I don't know, like people out here take better care of their dogs than they do their kids, in my opinion. Like, I don't know.
Well, most of the people that you see taking care of their dogs don't have kids.
Yeah, that is their kid. This is my kid.
See, but
I got a little sweater.
But I mean, but like
my dogs have sweaters.
Oh, hey, look, before I moved here, I was heavy, like, fuck that bullshit. You don't put no clothes on no damn dog. I'm like, no, you let that motherfucker be a man.
I was the same way.
But then, like, afterwards, I was just like, nah, like, if, like, dogs get cold. Like, I was like, dogs need to be treated well. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is what happens when you grow up, like, and see, and, like, dog fighting, like, on the playground across the street from your house.
Did that happen a lot?
Oh, yeah.
Damn,
oh, yeah.
dog.
Oh, yeah. No, I saw, at that playground, you see drug deals happen. You saw dog fighting happen. You saw people getting their ass whooped over there. I got my ass whooped over there. Like, parents coming over, whooping kids' ass from that shit. Yeah, that shit happened. That was just an average day growing up.
We definitely didn't have all that going on. We definitely saw some like drug deals go on. I feel as kids just driving by a drug deal. Like, I've never seen this fancy ass car before.
It's like, what are you doing? Oh, see,
But it's like an old car, you know.
But like an old fancy car.
But it looks good.
It's really
like, there's
only
a lot of money in
after
it.
we started selling drugs that I started seeing drug deals happen. Like,
That's
I
fair.
would be at the Hastings parking lot about to sell weed and like see a drug deal go on
Yeah.
across the way and be like, you guys are amateurs.
I know. When you see that, you're almost just like,
I just saw
I might
you
have
sell
to do
drugs.
this somewhere else.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
man,
I'd always
obviously-
have people jump in my truck and then we'd drive around.
Smoke a
I'd show
bowl?
them the weed
Like-
and drop them back off.
I went to Vegas for the first time since we're talking about weed. I went to Vegas for the first time
love
like a couple of
Vegas.
years ago, and it was just when it got like recreationally legalized.
Yeah.
And so like I'm there with my ex at the time, and we're in the middle of a Popeyes. We looking at weed prices, and I'm like, hey, they try to charge 50 a fucking eighth before tax. Fuck these niggas. Like, we go. I'm like, let me figure this shit out. So I'm like, all right, we in Popeyes. I go to the counter. I'm just like, hey, who here got the plug on some weed? And the girls at Popeyes, they was like, ask that nigga. And there was a nigga standing right next to me on the same side of the counter, minding his business. I'm like, all right then. And he was like, you know what? I got a guy. And I'm like, all right then, bet. He's like, wait, he out of town. I'm like, okay then, bet. And he was like, wait, I got another guy though. And I'm like, all right then. He's like, all right, here goes his number. Tell him that Wrench sent you, right? My ex interferes talking about, did he say ranch? I'm like, if you don't shut the fuck up talking to me, do you see this nigga? He got a do-rag and tattoos, and we talking about weed and Popeyes. You need to shut your Latina ass up. Anyway, so
I see the whole situation. You colored it well.
so like so I texted dude, and he was like, yeah, get you the 4 grams for 40. I'm like, all right, bet. And so we were supposed to meet him outside the back of this Panda Express. All right.
Makes sense.
So we're sitting there in like some little Ford Fiesta, and and like next thing you know, we see like this homeless looking dude, right, walk like past the car, and I'm like, oh shit, this the nigga that got the weed. I'm like, we gotta get it from him. Oh fuck, I don't like this illegal shit no more. And then next thing you know, he like walks in front of the car, and he like puts his foot on a door off to the Panda Express, and then like he pulls a knife out his boot. I'm like, oh, we got the wrong number. And he just starts like cleaning some shit. He cleaned something on him, and then put it back, and then just kept walking. I was like,
He like cleaned his knife?
he cleaned something with his knife. I don't know if it was, I forget exactly what it was, but
All
he
right.
cleaned something with the knife. And he just walks on. And I'm like, okay.
Did he make eye contact with you or
Nah,
anything?
like he saw us as he walked by, and then just like went along and minded his business. Like he didn't look back as he was cleaning with the knife, nothing
Okay.
like that. But
Right.
like he knew that we were there.
Right.
So and he stood like within our vicinity, like in our eyes. He could have gone further and decided to pull the knife out, but he didn't. So he established dominance.
Right.
Anyway,
It's just like, just so you know, don't
I'm
fuck
strapped,
with me.
bitch.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, we were in a Ford Fiesta. Like we about to do shit.
Not threatening.
It's me, my girlfriend, and a lesbian. Like nothing's about to pop off. I promise.
Doesn't seem threatening at all.
So then next thing you know, the dude's walking by, and then all we hear on the window is, and then we just like, oh shit. And it's just this old middle-aged like World of Warcraft looking playing nigga just I was like, what the fuck just happened? I'm like, I've been talking to black people for the past 4 social interactions, and the person I'm buying weed from It's a fucking level 13 mage. Like, what the fuck?
Sometimes it's like that.
That nigga had some gas, though.
Yeah, that's-
Oh, my God.
It's the beauty of drugs, man. You meet the weirdest people.
Yes! The weirdest people, but be having the fuego shit. That nigga had Girl Scout cookie from California. That was my
Okay.
first time smoking California weed, and oh my God.
How old were you in this situation?
I always make that promise I would never go to Vegas before 21. So this time I was like probably 20. I was probably like 23.
How old are you now?
I'm 25 now.
Okay.
So yeah, that was like a couple of years ago. But like, yeah, buying weed out there and shit, like,
It's doable.
but like,
Might as well just buy it at the store. Like,
I've only bought cocaine in Vegas.
really now off the strip
I'll get it from a cabbie.
from a cabbie. See, now that sounds like a.
that sounds reasonable.
That
as fuck.
sounds yeah, like, but it sounds.
That's a great
It's like, do you
cab
know
ride.
where to buy cocaine? It's like, what? Yes, I do.
Killing the game,
The
dude.
music just changed. It's just boom, 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 boom.
That's the best cover job ever.
That's exactly how it went.
Yeah. Shiva, fuck off.
And it was good.
Nice.
Okay.
Ran a good business.
Nice. But like, you didn't feel like
White guy.
Well, okay, but see, you yeah, you gotta get the cocaine from the white guy. Yeah. You gotta, if living in Boulder has taught me anything, it's the white guys with the good.
That makes sense.
I thought it was weird though when I first got introduced. When I first actually got introduced into cocaine, like I've never used it, but like when I first got introduced to it, like
Right.
was at a frat party, like
Yeah, yeah.
in Michigan and
That
shit.
makes so much sense to me.
And I'm just like, and what fucked me up was that they was like, "Do you want some?" I'm like, "Wait, what do you mean just want some?" They're like, "Do you want some?" I'm like, "How much is it?" They're like, "No, like it's on me." Like, and I'm like, "No, thank you." But like the fact that you think I'm cool enough, one, to do this expensive ass cocaine, I'm like, for free. I'm like, I
You never want to do
They're
cocaine
also
by
covering
yourself.
their asses. They're just like, well, he did cocaine too, so we're
Yeah, very true. Like it felt like a trap, but I was like, no.
cool. If everybody else is doing cocaine, it's like, okay.
It's not that great.
But I would have been the only.
It's not that great.
I would have been the only black one doing cocaine.
Okay.
See, and I'm like, I don't like being in those situations because I just feel like
Were you the only black dude at the party?
at that. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. At that time, oh yeah, this was at Central Michigan University. I promise you, I was. the
So if
only
there was
black guy
one
at
more
this party.
black dude
That's how
and
we
he
got
did
John
cocaine,
Jones.
would you have been like, all right?
Like if he made that like eye contact with look at me, where it's just
He's like, we're doing this?
and I'm just like, all right, my nigga, let's go. Like, I like, okay,
Right.
like I can't leave him just like cocaineless. Like he got to have another cocaine cowboy with
Okay.
him.
I totally understand that. That's,
But yeah, if there's another black guy, like maybe. Also, if he was like bigger than me, definitely. Like
Right.
if he would have gave me that look, it's like, nigga, you doing some cocaine with me. Then like, I'm doing some cocaine. Then like, I don't really.
I understand that as well. I have a very large friend.
That just peer pressures you into drugs.
Well, he never peer pressured me, but he always, like the first time, he was just like, let's do some cocaine.
You were stoked. You were like, I'm down.
Yeah. He didn't have to talk me into it or anything.
That's hilarious. You just went with it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I got
one
real
drug-
good at darts.
It's the one
Fucking-
drug that gets out of your system pretty quick.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean? Because I'm not too versed with it. Like, how quick?
A couple days.
3 days.
As long as you don't like
As-
do a lot of cocaine.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, 3 or 4 days it's out of your system.
Okay.
And you won't pop for it on a drug test.
Now when I think of cocaine, like I think of like Always Sunny, like Charlie and them just like rubbing in them fucking gums and shit.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. You're close.
Just rubbing in your gums and shit.
Those nights exist.
That sound like that.
I feel like we're like cocaine gentlemen. You know, we're like classy about it. We don't get overindulgent.
No, like if you're going to Vegas.
Yeah.
You know?
Then you go like,
No, because you're in public.
That's when you're,
You know?
oh.
You use it as a
carrying
tool
you use it.
to drink all night.
Wait, but like if you're on the strip, anything goes, right?
Nah, not like
Not
doing
legally.
cocaine on
Yeah.
a mirror.
No, you got to do it secretly.
Oh,
You got to be sneaky about
yeah,
it.
we got technology.
Never do cocaine.
This is
on
what-
the strip,
In
like
the open
public,
anywhere.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Don't. Oh,
No, that's what bathroom stalls in men's bathrooms are for. You're not supposed to poop in those, but
yeah. Everybody's just doing cocaine.
if
in
it's
Vegas.
a pre-show poop, that's reasonable.
I did take a very gnarly shit at the strip club. It was rough.
Whoa, that's hella.
It was horrible.
You can't.
It was horrible.
All right,
I couldn't help it. I had to keep because there's like the attendant in there,
Always.
and he saw me like keep going back to the bathroom, and he definitely thought I was doing coke, but I was just shitting my brains out.
That's
Something
terrible.
because we were doing coke for like 3 days, and it
enough.
finally and eating shit. Like we had some good breakfasts, hearty
Good
hash
breakfasts
browns,
for sure.
I'm already.
and that night it just all came out at the strip club, and we were doing cocaine all night.
Sometimes it's that kind of
And
timing.
multiple batches of cocaine. So some maybe had some baby laxative in it or something.
Oh, see,
And cocaine, as soon as like the one time I was feeling shitty, and Brian was like, "You want some cocaine?" I was like, "Yes, I do." And then I shit so hard, like 15 minutes later, and I felt great the rest of the night. And cocaine saved my night.
man, that's
So that's a positive cocaine story.
man.
Don't
there's
get a lot of those.
There's nothing. Okay. All right. Look, as a Detroit native, all right, there's nothing respectful about shitting in a strip club, man. Like
I'm not. I'm
that-
pretty shameless.
You can't say, man. You can't
It's
say
more
like
funny to tell you guys that I shit my brains out in the strip club bathroom than just hold it in. Like that shit.
I guess I get that, but like, man, like that's
Yeah,
just
it's
such
not
a.
my proudest moment. It's not like my
Man.
favorite strip club story.
What's your favorite strip club story? Come on, you're shitting at him, so you gotta have a wild one.
Me and my dad and my girlfriend went to the strip club
Mm.
when we were gonna go watch NASCAR the next day.
You're God, please. Like
Some
everything was fine
super
until I
white
heard
shit.
NASCAR. I was like,
My dad loved NASCAR,
all right.
so
I just can't relate.
but my dad disappeared during the strip club. Maybe that's not my favorite strip club story.
I just brought up a bunch of repressed memories.
That's like above the shit.
Story, for sure.
The shit story.
I agree with that.
I guess maybe the favorite strip club story was you and Pat
In Denver,
in Denver. That was fun because we were doing cocaine
the
out
Diamond
of this little,
Cabaret.
out of this little bullet, and it was a good time.
Yeah, it was the first time Pat ever did drugs, and he was doing them in a strip club secretly. He was doing it well.
What do you mean doing it well?
There
Like,
wasn't a
it's-
lot of rookie mistakes, you know. He wasn't like, "Is this cocaine?" Like, I've seen people like find cocaine in their pocket, and, like pull it out, you know, at the bar. You're just like, "Put that away, man." What are you doing? You can't do that.
I haven't been around enough coke. That's funny as shit.
Yeah, Durango is.
I hang out in Durango
Dura-
enough.
It's a cocaine
Little-
town.
Cocaine and booze.
Shiva down.
Chiva, come here.
Yeah, if you have a cocaine joke, it'll work tonight. Are you going to laugh therapy?
Oh man, I might.
You
actually.
should, dude. It's the best mic of the month.
What time is it?
8.
8? Yeah, I probably might come through.
You should.
Yeah, I work some new stuff out. Sure. Yeah. Okay. I'll
Yeah,
come through.
dude, they are the best crowd in town. It's amazing. I highly suggest it. Go.
All right.
Go to the mic, PJ.
All right. Yeah, I'll go to the mic. All right. That means I gotta push some other plans later.
Oh shit. Just bring them. You're gonna murder.
Oh.
It's a murderous room.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the only place in town where I could say I like have murdered. Like I've killed, you know, but murder is a level above kill, I feel.
When people told me that I did it at the Four Corners Festival this year, I was like, really? I don't know. It's weird because with comedy, it's not like. I don't know. It's not like let's say it's not like basketball, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you did like dunk the ball like 14 times in the game. You know if you don't hit like 10 3-pointers.
Right.
You know that. But like when someone, but like,
I'm horrible at basketball. Somebody was like, "You killed at that." I'm
you're
like,
just
"You're
like-
full of shit."
that's how I feel almost every time. I'm just like, man, shut the hell up. I ain't doing
Never up to
nothing.
expectations. That's
Nah.
good.
Nah, I just, oof.
Out here expecting decadence and they giving you some milk chocolate.
Man, exactly. You know, I don't know. I just think it's weird to trying to go in there with that ego just being like, yeah, motherfucking murder. I'm about to set this room on fire. Like the confidence is cool, I guess, but
I
at the
never
same
have that
levels,
feeling.
It's just like exactly.
I'm
like,
terrified almost every time. Like,
and I love knowing that from.
I feel like that's how
comics.
Kevin Hart talks to himself every time. Kill this shit.
Listen here, fucking kill it. All right.
in the mirror. That would be an amazing video. He should do that.
Just his he's gonna do it for his next special. Oh my god, his next special is gonna be. His next special is actually gonna be pretty good. I'm like, come on now, you survive a car crash like that and get have your life flash before your eyes. Oh yeah, you better come back with some.
Yeah, there's
heat.
jokes. There's jokes.
Come back with some heat. Oh yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's weird. I don't know. I think it was weird trying to be like. I don't know, trying to like be like you killed and stuff. My thing is, I just want to make sure that people are happy and stuff, and whatever come afterwards, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
And that's all just like reassurance that you can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like every time you do good, you're just like, fuck yeah,
Mhm.
I can do this.
yeah.
You know?
I'm not wasting my time
Right.
and stuff. And then, but then I don't know. I don't know. I'm at a point where I'm kind of stuck, like, not necessarily saying like where do I go from here, but saying like if I take that next jump. You know, because like I think that next jump, like for me, is like going to other states and like trying my shit out.
Have you mostly just been traveling
Colorado,
around?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, all Colorado. I haven't done anything outside of it yet.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but I'm going to South Dakota for the Snow Jam Comedy Festival
Sick.
in January. But yeah, like I don't know, like I'm at that point where I'm kind of like a little nervous about that. Whereas like
I bet.
like will that shit work? Because
Yeah.
it would suck for me to go outside of Colorado and then like come back and kind of feel like, oh shit, I'm just Colorado funny. Like, but
Well, there's probably going to be some spots you don't kill, you know? Like, you're probably going to do okay at some places. I think you'll do great tomorrow. That room's awesome, man.
oh,
They're so excited to have comedy.
the Dolores room.
Yeah, it's really nice. I was impressed.
Okay.
And the people were cool.
All right. How like what's it look like? What's the seating like? Like how many people would you say was in there? Like as far as like could fit, not necessarily was in there.
See, it was full as fuck. There was like no place to stand. It was fucking full. And there's like tables and then mostly standing, and there's like a bar that goes around with stools that people were posted up at.
Okay.
But that place was fucking packed.
Oof.
I don't even know how many people. I don't even know how many people fit in Laugh Therapy, but usually it's pretty fucking packed.
Okay.
And they haven't let us do the ranch in December, which is like our weekly like let's party mic.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's gonna be good or terrible.
Hey, I've always learned like it could always turn into
When
a shit show.
when there's 20 people in there, that's like a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still like enthusiastic, you know.
Shit.
They came there to laugh.
But 20 people though, that's to me that's still a crowd. I've done showcases that didn't even have 10. That didn't
Right.
even have 7.
Well, you've been
It's
doing a shitload of
tourists.
showcases.
It's tourist season too,
True.
so there's gonna just be people that come off the street too.
That's the best. You'll
Just a bunch
see
of
Durango
Texans.
people talking shit about Texans, and half the crowd is like, "What the fuck?" It's the best. Dave has such a good Texan joke. I hope he does it.
Oh man, no, this is I don't know. This is weird. Also, just seeing all the money around here, like that kind of messes me up when I'm just like looking at these houses driving by, and I'm just like, y'all like, I'm like, what do y'all do for a living? I'm like,
Most of those people they're not downtown. That's not the crowd, you know.
Yeah.
Most of like the crowd that's downtown in the bars, for the most part, are like the locals that work around this place.
got you.
And you don't see a lot of the unless you go to the rich restaurants and places like that. But they usually don't like comedy. And those places
You'll get
usually,
a couple.
Yeah.
You always get a couple.
For sure, but that's not usually the crowd.
No,
Usually
definitely.
the crowd is college kids
Yeah.
and locals that work around that have
People
the nights
like
off.
us.
Yeah.
See,
Like,
yeah,
that's what's cool about Durango downtown. Like, it's not the rich people don't really, for the most part, hang out in those scenes. From what I've saw.
Alright.
There's usually like 2 rich dudes that I recognize every Thursday. I'm just like, what's up, rich guys? I just keep walking.
And
Go to
usually
my
those guys
dirtbag
were
friends.
the guys that like followed the Grateful Dead and did a lot of acid back in the day, and then just kind of like
We're just hanging
hit
out,
it
man.
big, like
Oh.
invested in Apple a long time ago, and then just like,
Ha! Got him.
yeah,
I did it. I won. Now I get
and
to
then
just
just
like,
retired
do
in
what I want.
Durango and bang college chicks.
I respect the game, dog.
Get it how you live, I guess. You know, just get it how you live. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't if I retired. I don't know. For women. I'm like, I would have to have someone at my age and stuff like that. That's because me, I just like, I don't know. If I can't have a conversation with you or something like that, I'm like, So like,
I feel you.
like if I'm like 40, like 40, try to holler at like a
What if
23-year-old.
What if it's an agreement just for sex? It's not like a relationship.
And you just got money laying around.
Yeah, she's like totally fine with you buying her a few dresses, and then like it's over. And you know for sure it's not a psycho. Like sometimes there's like, yeah, you buy me a few dresses, but then it turns into something totally different.
It's not like I could.
But if it's like a for sure agreement that it's just for sex and it's not a relationship,
Would you do that when you're 40, PJ?
shit, I'd rather get an escort. Like that's way less strings attached.
yeah,
if you do
exactly.
that, 'cause you could do the
that's
exact same
That's
shit.
exact arrangement,
But like,
right?
but that's the thing with the escort is just like you and them 100% both know.
It depends on how financially stable you are at that point. Because there's
Very
a difference between a $50 escort, like
escort.
$1,000 escort.
Yeah,
And I feel like
I've had rich white guys tell me that.
I feel like the Durango escort game isn't the strongest.
Oh, I feel like they're all cougars.
Probably.
Yeah, the Cougar's the ones charging.
I saw one
$1,000.
In
at the
Dolores?
Starlight Lounge. No,
Oh damn.
for sure. I
I pointed her out.
Oh yeah, Phil was there. He pointed. Yeah,
I was like, that chick's a prostitute.
there was a pimp. There was a prostitute.
In
It was
Durango.
after a comedy show
Uh-huh.
on 420.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Like were they just on vacation?
No, they were.
I don't
they
know
were
what it
residents.
was,
Like
but-
they were residential pimps, and man.
It was like the little dude was talking to the pimp, and then he went and sat down, and then this obvious prostitute chick like went and sat with him, and they were so out of place. It was like a little nerd white dude, and like
she's pretty
a
thick.
prostitute. Yeah, it was, I mean, she was dressed up, and it was just so out of place. Like that little dude was not meeting that. It wasn't a Tinder date.
He was like wearing a polo shirt.
That's the most at the start, and I've been to the Starlight. That's the most random thing ever. Yeah, wait, and you said this was around 420?
It was
it was on 420.
This had to be
last year.
tourists. They had to be tourists. There's no way they live in
just-
the area.
They just came into town for
Just
420
needed
to
to make some money.
Yeah.
sling some pussy.
She was the
Got
best
a
one.
hotel room and
she
it's
like,
like-
she like won like the annual prize.
Right. It looked like they were riding a motorcycle through town. And yeah, she was the best looking one of the bunch. So he was like, "All right, let's go. We're gonna need to make some money in Durango."
Oh man,
That could have totally happened.
That could have easily.
I haven't seen him since. I'll tell you that.
So I got this client for you. All right.
drive around mountain town, slinging pussy.
that. I love it.
Hey, that's I don't know if I wouldn't. Me seeing a pimp in like Durango, all I see is like Kramer from Seinfeld in the episode where he was like in the Technicolor dream coat.
It was kind of like that.
It's kind of like that.
Almost hit it on the nail.
Okay, that's wild. Sex trafficking in Durango. Come on now.
She seemed.
She was American
She's
and like 30.
Yeah, and she also seemed like she was into it.
No, she seemed like she was a hustler.
so you like they were
might
in on it.
They
Like,
might have
were
found
like,
her
oh,
on
yeah,
like
no.
Craigslist.
No, she was trying to get that percentage for sure.
See, like low key, I get like nervous out here in these shows, but kind of like excited because like I'm expecting like Dolores, like if I do like a really good job or something like that, then there's like this like rich old white couple and shit. That's just like, and it was like,
Where you standing at?
hey, oh yeah, exactly. It's just like, wait, what? And it's like, my wife fancies.
Fancies you. That's awesome.
And I'm like, is this how these videos are made?
She found a magazine.
That's exactly how those videos are made.
I'm like, see, but here's the thing. I'm like, I would be down for it, but I'm like, you can video it or whatever. Like, you gotta put tape on your mouth. I can't hear a goddamn thing you have to say. Your opinions do not matter in this situation. Like,
I understand that.
but I'm just like,
That would have to be the agreement.
Yeah.
You talk, I'm done.
Yeah.
See, but then also I think get out and then pow, that's my ass. Like, just because I was just trying to be a
Live
little
in the sunken
freaky
place.
little bitch.
Cocaine, fucking
Cocaine and
couples.
cucks. Cocaine.
Those are
how
the
they're
red
gonna get
flags. That makes sense.
Yeah. Do this bump off my wife's vagina. And you're just like, run. No.
That shit
Mm.
That's two
definitely
red
could happen.
That could happen.
Totally could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's the thing is that, like, the people exist. Like, these amateur porn videos, like, are amateur.
They don't
like,
come from nowhere.
nowhere. And,
Yeah.
like, some of these people be having nice houses. So I see these houses sometimes, and I'm just like, is it y'all? Like, what do y'all be doing? You know? Like,
How'd you make your money?
like there's a before the Raiders game, before the last home Raiders game, they were doing like a little tribute to like the fans and stuff, the people who dressed up, and they showed like what they look like in their everyday lives and stuff compared to what they look like in their like super decked out like Oakland Raiders gear and stuff, and like people just looking normal as hell, like with briefcases and shit, and motherfuckers are like couples
Juggalos
and-
are like that.
yeah. It's like that, and it's just like y'all, like, where are these freaky type of people? But then, like,
They're on a team, man.
they got some
Fucking Raiders.
some secret thing. The black hole. And the
Now I'm
Raiders.
coming at you, son.
Oh man. Oh, what
They're no longer in Oakland anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Officially Las Vegas Raiders.
The Vegas Raiders. They're gonna suck. They're gonna suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They're just gonna suck. It's just nothing good happens when you. Nothing good happens
When you change cities.
Well, when you get rid of fucking players like that, like Khalil
Yeah.
Mack and fucking Amari Cooper.
I have no idea.
You sign a coach to $100 million. Okay, never mind.
Sorry.
We're talking football. Okay, never mind. He knows.
I know a
You
little bit.
You know, okay, never mind.
I know more than Brian.
I haven't had TV in a long time, so I just kind of forgot football existed until people bring it
I
up.
got the free NFL package, so I kind of watched this year.
So,
nice.
so we know more about like cuckolding, like
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
Brian, that's
yeah,
way more.
bro.
than we do. All right,
That's
all right,
my wheelhouse,
All
yeah.
right. Because I'm just, like, it just gotta happen. I'm just like, someone got offer. I'm like, I'm pretty enough. Someone.
Phil, can you get some drinks, dog? What do you want? Do you want a drink? I got sparkling water and Zevia.
Sparkling water is perfect.
Can I
Yeah.
have a Euphoria, please?
What's the Euphoria?
It's a beer.
A beer. What makes it? Why is it called Euphoria? What's it?
It's just from a local brewery, Ska. It's
Ah.
a pale ale.
Oh,
It's a seasonal, so it's like the winter beer.
okay.
It's delicious.
I did a show in Denver, and this place had, I forget the name of the place, but it had like a drink called the it was called like the God Complex, and it was like
It's aggressive.
it was like a 17%. I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, that's not like beer anymore. Like, what is this? And so he's like, you want to try it? I'm like, yeah, I'll taste it.
Aggressive.
It tasted like someone mixed dark stout with Bacardi 151.
Ugh.
Like, oof,
That sounds awful.
oof. But I understood why it was called God Complex, because you gotta have one to be able to say that shit tastes good. I'm like, that shit was.
Well, that's exactly what I thought. When there's a beer named that way, I'm just like, oh, the brewer's got a big head, huh?
It's just
It's
like,
just like I will call this one God Complex. Just standing over his vat like a villain. Yeah.
oh my god, just arms up and everything.
I know a bunch of brewers, and some of them are like kind of crazy dudes with like
Mhm.
crazy facial hair, but they're great brewers, and they're good dudes. But it's a funny thing to think about.
It's weird because I mean, like the weed industry's like that too. Like you just
For
see,
sure.
you just see like the weirdest fucking names for
God's
weed
vagina.
shit. Yeah, like unicorn farts.
Right.
And like oh my god,
That's just hippie ass people
See-
that grow weed, you know.
But then there's people that is just like that don't like pay attention to shit. Like for example, because I work in the industry,
Oh,
and
okay.
so when I used to manage at a place, like they brought in this strain for the medical side, and it was called like Rio Negro, and I was just like the Black River,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw it, and mind you, this is in like Lafayette, like in Boulder County. I'm sitting there, I'm like, so y'all gonna put on the board Rio Negro? I'm like, y'all gonna put this on the board, and y'all gonna expect people to ask for that? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, y'all better put that shit, y'all better call that shit Black River, or I'm fucking calling like some type of agency. Like what the fuck? I'm like there's no cognizance, like in my opinion, like when they name weed strains. Like they got one called Super White. I'm like,
Don't know about that.
but then I'm gonna get offended. They try to do Super Black, and then I'm like, ugh. But then if the strain though is like,
It was fire, yeah.
but if the strain is like Super Black, yeah, niggas being like, hey, you had that Super Black, yeah.
What are
It's
you
just like,
doing,
ain't
man?
nobody offended. It's like that
Nailed it.
Yeah.
It's a big swing, but if you nail it, you nail it.
It's like in Clerks 2 when they was just like, Porch Monkey, we're bringing it back. Ah, boy. Oh, man.
It's aggressive.
The Animus Herbal, there was a strain called Donald Trump, and everybody would get all pissed off. And then we'd explain to him that its original name was Sour White Asshole,
Nice.
and then everybody liked it. It was actually a pretty good strain. It eventually died.
Oh,
It was the Donald Trump, the Sour White Asshole.
we had a concentrate called Rush Limbaugh, and I would have people coming all the time like, why is it called Rush Limbaugh? And I'm like, well, it's an indica, so it's made to put old white people to sleep. And they'll be like, bah, give me 2 grams, and then bam, it's just like easiest fucking sell ever. Rush Limbaugh.
That's salesmanship right there.
I mean, I don't know. I think it sells itself. I mean, you just
Yeah, weed sells itself for
You know.
sure. You just got to have a place to do it.
Yeah,
or get it.
That's
you know?
it. That's really it. And like, I don't know, people come in there and trying to be like, oh my God, you got like the best job in the world. I'm like, I work retail.
Mhm.
All right, like,
It's a fucking job.
yeah, I'm pouring weed out into jars and shit like that.
They still think you're like a scientist.
yeah.
Like they're gonna come in and you're in a coat.
God.
Lab coat.
They like people like
and you're
It's like
like,
droppers and shit.
yeah.
yeah, like people 65 years and up will come in just like, look, so first thing, I have fibromyalgia. I'm not a doctor. Like, like, what are you talking about? It's just like, do you have any, like, look, my mom, she has cancer. Okay, great. I'm sorry. That fucking sucks. Been there. But I cannot legally be like, hey, this is gonna help out with your mom's cancer, and no one
This is
understands
FDA
that.
approved.
Right, like that's completely. They're like, oh, I want some organic weed. I'm like, legally, we don't have that. Like, like I get what you're saying, but like I can't legally call any of this organic. That is a FDA term. Like, no. So it's just really funny, like people's like expectations and shit. Like when they come in, like to dispensaries, like I don't know, they're fucking people. People are stupid in dispensaries.
They are.
They're really fucking dumb.
But then there's some cool people.
Oh yeah, there's the people that knows what the hell they're doing. Like people that like used to be medical when
That's
like
what
it
I
was
was about
just
to say.
medical.
The medical
yeah.
side's always way cooler.
Well, see, there's
At
a
least
difference.
in Durango.
Oh well, okay, okay, but I think like the medical patients, as someone who like serves them, the most entitled people in
For
the
sure.
world.
There are a lot of
Oh
that.
man,
There's
that
a lot of
sucks.
that.
they're like, how are you out of weed? Like, what are you growing my plants for? Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna, if you don't get your weed back, I'm gonna assign my plant count to someone else. It was
Yep.
like,
Really?
It's like, yep.
Like you're at a store, bitch. We're
like you
out.
are at us exactly. I'm like, it's nothing has changed from like illegal to legal in the sense of when the drug dealer runs out of weed, he's out of weed until he gets more.
every time.
Yep.
And that also people think we could just like go to the store
Well,
and get more.
And they don't realize that takes a while to grow good weed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not just
It's
instant.
like, yeah, we might have it in 3 months.
Shit goes
Yeah.
wrong too.
Yeah. And then,
You have a batch that has PM on it, like you can't sell that.
or even
I
like,
give you some shitty moldy weed.
or even like a shipping get fucked up, and
Yep.
like, you know, like, because stuff got to go through a metric system through the state. Like the state legally has to know from like seed to sale what the hell is going on with each gram that's sold. So like people don't understand that, and it's just the silliest thing, because it's just like, no, we can't just go to the weed store and just pick up more weed to sell you. That's not how it works. Like it's very frustrating. No,
Entitlement's annoying.
I was an
always.
inventory manager.
what
So
saying?
I received weed from Denver.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it just
Was it?
bullshit regulations that kept you from running a successful store.
How long did it take for it to get weird for you? Like not weird, like weird that that you realize how normalized that it got to be for you. Like you're receiving like literally like pounds and pounds of weed at a time, and like
Phil was used to that.
oh well,
Yeah,
okay.
it was it kind of was pretty normal for sure.
but like
looks
I
like
knew-
a pound of weed.
Yeah, like I transitioned into the job very quickly. I was
Okay,
like,
but-
I know how to use a scale. This is like 3.5 grams, 7 grams,
I feel you. on that
14, 28,
one. There's so many people.
453.53.
There's so many people that like you try to hire, and like they don't know their measurements.
Have
And I
never
was
weighed
like,
weed before in their life.
was
I don't know
like,
what an eighth is.
like,
Like, well, you're not qualified to sell weed. I don't know what to
Exactly.
tell you.
these people still get jobs.
These bitches are hot.
Bruh.
Those are the only girls that I saw that didn't know how to weigh weed.
Oh,
They
it
were
was
the hot hippie chicks.
that were like the sales reps and stuff that like try to get you to buy more stuff. Oh yeah,
Sexy
that's
hippie chicks that shave
Yep.
their armpits.
Mm-hmm. They're just like it's super tatted up.
It's a good one.
Oh yeah.
It's a good one.
And you just deal with it.
See,
'cause
but
they're hot.
you know what the funniest thing was doing was asking them about the product. Like when you ask them, it's just like, so like is this like what kind of soil do you guys use to
For
grow?
some
with?
reason, they're hot enough to like bullshit their way through it.
Oh, they always are. Because we as guys are fucking dumb. We are dumb. Like,
Well, we don't think about what people really want to talk about. Like, nothing ever. The question, so what are you doing for Christmas, never comes to mind.
Right.
You know? But I got my hair cut earlier, and the chick that cuts my hair, she is a professional talker, basically. Like, she cuts hair, but she has to keep her clients entertained. You know what I mean? That's how she gets tips and all that jazz. So I sat down, and she was just like, so what are you doing for Christmas? And after you start doing comedy for a while and having these weird recorded conversations,
Yeah.
like you notice like habits and shit. And it's interesting that I am not considerate like habitually, you know? Like I'd never think to like ask people about their life because I don't want to be like pushy.
invasive. Yeah.
But when people ask, you just immediately you're like, oh, I'm going to the families, you know? And it gets a conversation rolling, and that's like her job.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Gonna shoot some squirrels.
But I'm inconsiderate. That's the point. Well, you got to eat something for dinner, Phil.
Oh man.
It's Christmas.
I mean,
I've eaten squirrel
you've eaten squirrel.
in Indiana.
Fair place to do it.
Totally.
If you're going to do it, win in Indiana. Right?
Yeah.
I think the technical term is a mess of squirrel.
A mess of squirrel.
A mess.
Sounds like food from.
Is it ground dwelling?
Probably in the trees.
Okay.
You get fucking killed on the ground in Indiana. If you're a ground squirrel.
There's a lot of shit on the ground.
You were in Indiana. I took Brian to Indiana once.
How'd you like it?
It's terrifying.
Ah.
Just the shit that lives in the ground.
Yeah.
Like, inside, I saw one of the largest spiders I've ever seen. And I was just like,
Oh,
God damn, that's a big spider.
That's what we ate.
I didn't.
Threw it on the grill.
Pan-seared.
We had a whole mess of spider.
Deep fried. Deep fried spider.
We did have some deep fried mushrooms that probably had a bit of turkey mites on it. Because my uncle was covered in turkey mites when he brought these mushrooms in.
Wait. You talking about like psychedelic mushrooms?
No.
Oh,
They were
okay.
just edible
Okay.
redneck mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
The redneck variety.
I don't know. My uncle came in and he had been hunting mushrooms all day.
And everybody was
mushrooms.
real excited about them. They're like, we're going to vacuum seal them and mail them across the country to your cousin or whatever.
They're pretty good.
They were fucking delicious. They were fried. I like fried shit.
But yeah, my uncle was covered in turkey mites. And instead of like going to his house, which was next door, he just hung out on the couch, like covered in turkey mites, like picking turkey mites off himself.
So we never
Like,
sat on that couch
hey,
again.
do you see him right there? You see him right there? Like, go take a fucking shower.
Like, why would you just? That's not. Ew.
Stop playing. Stop fucking with me. If this is a game, I'm over
Yeah,
it.
we're
But
done.
If you don't know, you need to fucking leave. Watch yourself.
When you brought up this spider, man, like I didn't see like the biggest spider I saw was in South Carolina.
I believe that. I
Oh.
was in South Carolina. That was
Oh,
fucked up.
boy.
The bugs were fucked up.
I was there 10 days. I couldn't do it. There was no way.
I'm not big on the South, yeah.
I mean, no, oof. The South was just too. It was too like okay.
A lot of water.
A lot of rust.
life.
Everything's rusty and
A
shit.
lot of heat, just a lot of
Yeah.
like pale, like
There's like literally gators and shit.
yes,
Yeah, for sure.
like motherfucking chickens just random
Disappeared. Yeah.
Like, I don't like. It was weird because like out there, like you couldn't take off skin. Like it got so hot, like you wanted to consider it. Like it felt like a saw trap. Like, oh man, like
Just looking at your razor, like, maybe.
yeah, just fuck this heat. We're not working.
Like, I'm just going to start a little bit, see if that part gets cooler.
Oh man,
That's how Houston is. Houston's bad. 98 degrees and 100% humidity.
Oh,
That humidity, man.
see,
It's like you can't breathe.
yeah.
Well,
no.
and like Houston's not right by the ocean, and so like it doesn't have the ocean breeze. Thanks, man. And the air just like settles in Houston. It's rough. It's disgusting.
Sounds like you can feel it.
Just
Like,
Yeah.
stagnant. Stagnant.
Yeah, if you're on acid, you could definitely see it. You for sure could see it.
How do you feel about psychedelics, PJ?
I like mushrooms.
Okay.
I like those. I did those.
Boy,
did-
you would love acid.
Well, see, I don't know. I
So
don't
the
know.
thing about mushrooms.
Yeah, with mushrooms, I just like them. I don't know. I like the How am I gonna say it?
The natural aspect
Yeah, I really like that.
from
like,
the earth.
Yeah, like I like it doesn't. It's just like with weed. Like it doesn't make me. It doesn't like make me feel paranoid with it and stuff. So like, and also like mushrooms like was able to take me to Wakanda and like that was like cool. And I ain't never had that happen and stuff. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, it was
Sounds awesome.
like, and I tell people that they're like, what do you mean? How did you? And I'm like, so like.
You can't explain that.
Yeah, you can. That's a simple thing. I took like half an eighth, all right, and then like I blindfolded
Half an eighth? You went to Wakanda?
Yeah, I
God
went to-
damn.
This was like my second time doing
Okay,
this. This is my second time doing this.
So you were just like opening doors.
Yeah,
Just like prying
yeah.
open an elevator with mushrooms.
Exactly.
That's
yes.
awesome.
So I did an eighth. And I mixed it in with like some like mango naked because they was like, oh, vitamin C or whatever will boost that shit. I'm like, okay. So
Just have
Take it
great
as far as
mushrooms.
possible.
yeah, I was like, we're gonna go for it. And so what I decided to do was I blindfolded myself and I laid in bed awake and with headphones on. And
Fuck yeah. That's the way to do it.
But I had on Kendrick Lamar's first 3 albums, like constant, like straight through, and like. It was the weirdest, craziest thing because, like, from each one, it goes from like an emotional like place to like a real introspective one.
A good album will do that too.
Oh my god! Like on Mushroom, I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, I've never experienced such like inner wisdom and shit. Like
Yeah, Kendrick says shit for sure.
my god, he says shit that still gets to me to the like one of his oldest things that he's ever said. Like he said, he's like he said, I have. Oh wait, oh hold on, no. I know this line. I'm sorry.
You're not even a fan, bro.
I am. Nah, this is he said, I'll make an album that'll put a smile on Malcolm, go run and tell Martin Luther I'm the future for heaven's talent. And when I heard that, I was like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, this motherfucker's the truth. I've never heard such what? I was like, you gonna make an album that'll put a smile on Malcolm, run and tell Martin Luther to tell God that you're the future for heaven's talent? I'm like that's just so deep to me. And then ever since I heard that, fell in love with him. So like I legitimately like got unblindfolded and I'm looking myself in the mirror and like this is like during the come down part and like my body is all purple and black and shit and I'm like, I really did just have a heart-shaped herb. What the fuck happened? Yeah, Wakanda. It's mushrooms.
Yeah.
Best psychedelic to me. Everything else, I'm good on that.
You should try a reasonable dose of acid.
A reasonable dose.
For real. It's like anything else.
Like if you start with half a hit, like nothing out of control is gonna happen. Like you will be able to control yourself in public.
In public.
You can't do that with mushrooms.
No,
in my opinion.
no, I would never.
Like at music festivals, acid is a super solid option to take a little bit of because you can be around people and but on mushrooms, man, I get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like I can't I need to be like
it's
on
easier
the
for me to
outskirts
take
laying down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Exactly. What were you saying?
Easier for me to take acid than it is mushrooms.
Why is that?
It's when you're at the right dosage, it's easier on you. It doesn't have as much stomach shit from eating the mushrooms and feeling sick. Like it's just a tab, and then a few hours later you start.
There is this
and
point.
It's very light at a good dosage.
So wait, you feel sick from mushrooms?
Yeah.
There's a point where I think I might have to take a shit, like right before I start tripping.
Okay,
it's
there's
always
that.
Just like,
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel the mushrooms and I think I have to poop. You know?
I had a
There's that.
really bad mushroom trip once, and
Ooh.
I just ate too much, and just was in a bad
Been
place
there.
in my life, and just had a bad trip, and I've just had a hard time.
Was it on
getting
the
back to
houseboat?
that? Yeah.
That makes sense. Houseboats are scary because they move. You know? Like all the time.
It wasn't
So
even
I
that.
could see it being
It
weird.
was just like a weird place in my life.
Right.
But it was right after
and
the
you
time
were
we
isolated on
ate
a houseboat.
mushrooms and then went and watched the UFC on Ted Hendricks' boat.
Oh, that was
It
weird.
was around that same time. Those same mushrooms, and
That
those
was the
mushrooms for
weirdest-
some reason just gave a weird vibe.
Yeah, that was the weirdest night I've ever
we
had.
were doing a lot of psychedelics, so we have experience with a lot of different feelings.
Yeah.
But there was lessons like, don't take mushrooms and go watch grown men fight each other. Like it's not the right combination, you know.
Right.
And it was just on TV, but between that and all the energy from like the old
We were
drunk
drinking
people
moonshine,
and we were drinking moonshine,
like mushrooms and moonshine.
The whole situation was just fucking crazy, and we were on mushrooms. It was fucked up.
Yeah,
That sounds
all mushrooms. They just make me want to go hide in my room and be introspective with myself.
They're very introspective.
Yeah.
Do you usually do them alone or with a friend?
So nowadays I'll do them with a friend. Like my roommate now, I would do them. I had roommates that did it before, and I was like, because like the first time I did it, I was around my ex, and I was like, nah.
Were you guys dating at the time?
Yeah, we were dating at the
Okay.
time. But I was like, nah, too emotional around her for mushrooms.
Dude,
Nah.
a significant other
Yeah.
is a lot to like do psychedelics with, because shit, you're just like, is this gonna last forever?
Me and
You know, are
Coel's-
we wasting our fucking lives with each other?
Me and Coel's first date, we did mushrooms together.
Nice.
She brought over the mushrooms that
And
night.
you've been together what, 10 years?
11.
11 years?
We're
They're
about to
having a
have
baby?
Nice. Is it baby on mushrooms? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
Might
kidding.
be. It's fine.
We don't know yet.
No,
His due date is
it's a mushroom.
4/20/2020.
Nice.
It's
Hell
pretty-
yeah. See,
But yeah, if you do mushrooms on the first date and you love the person, it might be.
no, you might have
right
found
thing,
it. You
yeah.
No,
might have-
it's
might
high
get it.
risk, high reward, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
if it goes wrong, that's 5 hours.
Yeah.
And you can't just leave them alone. Like
Yeah.
you just did mushrooms together. You're each other's fucking thunder buddies. You
Right.
have to fucking ride this out together.
Mhm.
And if and it's so hard to fake it.
Oh, yeah.
It's
What?
the hardest.
Yeah.
Yeah, my ex, we went to Pagosa Springs and did mushrooms. It was her birthday. She really wanted to.
Yeah.
And that's the night I knew. I was just like, oh, this is over. Because we were just on mushrooms and we were together, and just the shit she was saying and like the peace I felt in my life. But like there was this one thing, you know, and it was just terrible for me. I kept it all together and kept her cool and calm because it was her birthday. Like I wasn't gonna blow that shit up. But if you don't have experience with mushrooms, like you could easily freak out. And just luckily, I did love her, you know, as a person, so I could keep it together for a night.
Right.
It'd been 5 years, like.
Yeah, but I feel you on that. You can't just do that if you have little to no experience. But no one was around to tell me that. No one was around to.
Yeah, unfortunately, these lessons are always learned the hard way.
We were pretty lucky to have kind of some psychedelic friends who.
They hung out with us for our first trips.
Like you got to be experienced around the culture and have like all the like.
They were pretty good about telling us like about dosage.
Yeah,
and like they didn't let us go overboard.
And if anybody's thinking about psychedelics, dosage.
Yeah, just eat a little bit. Dosage is super important, and you need to wait a couple hours.
Think about it like riding a mountain bike. You don't go off the fucking black. No, you hang out on the green. Make sure you can go downhill and not die.
Yeah, or even
have a good source. Or have one of those reagent testing kits. You can test most drugs and see what it is.
See, and that's another thing too, because like I grew up being taught you don't just accept just random drugs from people and stuff like that.
How's that working out being a comedian?
Well, you know, yeah, I mean we've had to make sacrifice. No, I mean weed, I guess, and vape pens and shit. So like, yeah, the worst thing I guess I worry about is like
it's pretty rare for anybody to lace weed.
Yeah,
with, like PCP
because
that's so fucking rare.
Yeah, it's so fucking lame too.
Somebody accused me of that one time, and I was like,
"We smoked the same weed." Definitely.
Yeah, and I was like,
he just had a psychotic breakdown,
and I think he was probably doing. He was at college, like I think he's probably doing like possibly coke, maybe pills. You know, like who knows what else he did?
Everything.
That's some shit that like guys that are dating, like guys that are dating like don't ever like think about. Like let's say you about to bring weed over and shit like that. Some dudes would be like first time be like proactive and try to like roll weed for 'em and everything else. And it's like, yo, you can't just bring over drugs just already rolled to like, because it's gonna be like I didn't see you do that shit.
I need to see the weed.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know what you put in there. So
especially strangers.
Yeah,
I get that.
So I had someone offer like,
but if they're smoking the same weed, like they just have a tolerance to roofie
or PCP,
exactly.
There's
like
Denzel or Denzel in Training Day.
Yeah, they just don't smoke.
Training Day is one of
I
the
just
best
rolled
movies
that.
ever,
I just
by the
rolled
way.
that for you.
Yes. Oh my god.
I actually did roll joints, but I figured if we did smoke them, I figured you'd be okay with it.
Oh yeah, light them up. I don't care. Let's go.
Well,
Potheads.
We're definitely potheads.
Oh man, I'm like, y'all legalize this shit. I had no choice.
Is that why you moved here?
Oh no. It was still over the check.
That's why we moved here.
Really, just for legal weed?
Well, and we needed to get the fuck out of Farmington. We grew up in Farmington.
Yeah.
But that's what makes sense.
reason.
Yeah, and Durango was like a easy peasy move. We filled a horse trailer with all our shit, right?
Nice.
Or two of them. I don't know. But basically, our dads brought a trailer or two. We filled their shit with them. And then we drove to our house. It was 45 minutes away, an hour. And fucking backed up, unloaded that shit. And we were in Durango. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it was a super easy move. But it's a completely different world. Like, it's a whole different life, you know? Different people. Like, just
go to this Walmart and then go down to Farmington's Walmart. Totally different environment.
Sound like trying to go to Walmart in Detroit compared to going to Walmart in Bloomfield Hills.
yeah.
I'm kidding. That's a trick statement.
I don't know. I'm just saying Walmart in fucking
Just thinking
Indiana was weird. There was juggalos. There was like this line at
We drove
Subway.
24 hours straight from here to Indiana, and just doing bumps of coke every like 4. I guess
3
every
hours?
2 hours. It turned into like
Just
every
the-
hour.
It was very baby. It was just like
little baby bump.
Just little
You know,
baby
it
bumps,
is-
just enough to like, oh, I'm still awake.
Yep.
Let's keep driving.
Okay. All right.
And then one of us would sleep for a few hours, and then
we
we just
taking
kept
like
switching.
4-hour
shifts.
shifts.
That's how you do it. Yeah.
And then we got there.
It was like an alarm. Like, oh, it's time to do
we're
cocaine.
waiting to see my grandma, and she was at a doctor's appointment. And so we just decided to go to the Walmart to get something to eat because we hadn't eaten in a few hours because, cocaine.
Yeah.
And you were just like standing in the Walmart subway line, just like rocking back and forth, just like kind of coked out.
The large assortment of people in front of us.
We stopped at my grandma's house and walked into the woods and smoked a bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And that's why after you do a bunch of cocaine and then you smoke your first bowl, you're really...
And we didn't do a bunch of cocaine. We did a little bit of
We
cocaine.
did 24 hours worth of cocaine.
That's
Wait,
fair.
Over
You know what?
Across
You're right,
the,
Phil.
Across the country.
You're right.
wait. But what happened? You said after you smoke weed.
After you do a decent amount of cocaine, not a
Yeah.
bunch.
But a fair amount.
After you do a night of cocaine.
Yeah, that's fair.
A working man's amount of
And,
cocaine.
and you're... exactly.
On a road trip.
And you haven't smoked weed at all
Uh-huh.
for at least 24 hours. And then you smoke weed, things get real goofy. Like loopy, like you get the
Yeah.
giggles way more.
It's weird.
It's really weird.
And you're sleep deprived.
You're way
That's
more
part
high.
of
And then
But-
you go into a Walmart in the middle of Royal
it.
Indiana.
Rural.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Rural. It's a weird ass word.
Royal, yeah, because it sounds like a broken ass royal.
Yeah.
Just
Do you listen to Theo Vaughn at all?
mm-mm.
Oh, you should check him out. He's from Louisiana. Just
Okay.
a funny ass dude from Louisiana. But he always is like rural.
Roll.
He really
Rural.
pronounces it because he's like standing up for people from rural areas.
That's
He's
funny.
hilarious. Though.
Okay. See, honestly, it's hard for me to. I mean, ever since like getting into comedy, it's really hard for me to like watch stand-up specials.
Right.
It's hard because I remember what it was like just watching it and enjoying it, and now I feel like I'm watching it and I'm like doing
Judging it.
homework and critiquing, shit like that. But like sometimes that shit just be terrible. Like,
But when there's somebody you're stoked about, like
true.
Dan Soder just came out with a new one on HBO, and I happen to have HBO, so I was like, fuck yeah, because Dan Soder's hilarious. And I really enjoyed it, but I'm also taking notes, I'm also fucking just like, okay, that was a cool thing he did, and that thing is definitely not me.
Yeah.
Like,
See, I've had moments where like a comic stuff has like accidentally like rubbed off on me. Like I
yeah, you're
remember
imitating a little.
Yeah, like I remember I was listening I was randomly listening to like Howard Stern because like Tracy Morgan was on it,
Right.
and he said something along the lines, he's like, black people don't say like black people don't say like give me a blowjob, we say like suck my dick. And like I end up saying that on stage,
Oh, tight move.
like, and I was just like,
Did you own it right away?
I didn't realize it
Oh,
until
yeah.
my friend told me
Damn it.
after I got off stage. He was like, you would. I'm like, wait, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, and as soon as he said, I was like, oh fuck, okay,
Right.
yeah. And so like ever
Can't have people thinking you're out here stealing jokes.
exactly. So like ever since that, and that was like a random like open mic. I was just like, oh man, fuck, like that was weird. I'm like, okay, but like after that, it was really hard for me to try to watch specials and stuff. Like if I see you live, then that's way different because I can like be in there and like I saw like what's his name? Oh God. Oh, I saw Patton Oswalt. And I saw him
that was
live.
cool.
Oh, he was awesome. But
Yeah.
like being able to see him live and stuff was like totally different because I actually felt a part of it instead of like watching it on a TV screen.
100%.
So-
Yeah. Live performance is infinitely better.
Well,
but
yeah, but like I don't worry about the me trying to copy anything that they did from a live one. I've noticed that by myself because it's just like I'm in that moment with them. Like I feel like they're sharing something with me, you know?
Right.
But
Where
like
as like watching a Netflix special, you're almost like not in it enough. So
right.
like in the moment, it's almost like it almost could be your thought because it didn't like leave enough of an impression on you because
Exactly.
you weren't like in that moment.
Exactly.
Because that happens sometimes. You're like, is that my thought or did somebody else say that? Like that happens a lot.
Yeah.
I was surprised by Seth Meyers' special on
I still haven't
Netflix.
seen it.
It's pretty funny.
Nice.
From just watching his like late show.
I've had multiple
That
people
type of
tell me
comedy.
to watch it.
It was almost like when he said fuck, you're like, oh. Because he
doesn't
he's,
do that.
yeah, he doesn't do that. And it's like, oh, he's actually a pretty good comedian.
He's just a person.
Yeah.
Weird.
We're all just human inside.
But I still honestly I still kind of like that starstruck feeling, you know, like holy shit, like you're like I get that you're a person, but like holy shit, like I felt like that when I met John Cena.
You met John Cena?
Yeah, I met
Where was
John
this?
Cena.
That sounds awesome. I'd love to meet John Cena.
I met John Cena.
He seems nice as shit.
He is nice as shit. He's super fucking nice. He's super fucking nice. He okay, so like I went to Phoenix, Arizona when I was in 10th grade. I had like a chronic blood disorder for a couple of years when I was in high school. And so like the Make-A-Wish Foundation like got in contact with me pretty much. And
Damn,
they was
really?
like, yeah, oh yeah, this
Holy
legitimately
shit.
happened. And it was weird too, cause like I was at a children's hospital when the social worker came up to me, and like the first thing I look around when they asked me about it, I was just like, man, there's like little kids with like helmets and shit like running around here. Like, what about them? Like, I genuinely felt like that.
Right.
And they was like, no, we're going to get to them. Don't worry about that. Worry about yourself. I'm like, okay, then. So I was just like, what the fuck do I want to do? And I was just like, I want to go to WrestleMania. So they was like, all right, where's WrestleMania this year? And I was like, it's in Phoenix, Arizona, just randomly. So, yeah, so they set this whole thing up. We stayed there for a week. And there was this like little I guess there was this dinner meeting or whatever for like all the like the kids in the Make-A-Wish Foundation. They were gonna have like a special guest, and my ass walked in there thinking like, oh, it's just gonna be like Santino Marella or fucking Virgil or some shit like that. And no, it was John Cena, and like everyone just dropped their fucking shit because I'm like, holy shit, John Cena really shows up to this Make-A-Wish shit. Like he like because he holds the record for the most like wishes granted,
Really?
like in history. Yes. He
How do you
does
hate
that.
John Cena?
You can't.
You can't hate
You
John
literally can. He's
I-
a stand-up guy.
He may not be like the best actor, but
But-
he plays his role. He's
Exactly.
fucking John Cena.
That's
you know?
it.
He's
And-
pretty good in Daddy's Home too. I think that's what he was in.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Was that another one of your psychedelic
I liked him in Cock
joints?
Blockers.
Really?
I don't
Yeah, he
know,
was
dude.
in
I
Cock
saw it
Blockers.
once. I was high as fuck. I was just like, that's silly.
That's
You know?
Cena.
I
I'm
like
getting,
silly
I'm getting
shit.
old. I'm having a baby.
So you just
I
trying
gotta
to
watch some old white people shit.
Yeah, Cena was dope. He gave
I
me
was trying to learn how to be a dad.
Cena could have been my fucking dad.
Got a
Like
sweater.
what a sweater? What?
Got me a Christmas sweater.
So is John Cena your dad?
Well, it could have been because like. Well, I say that because like my mom was there with me, so like he presented all the kids with like an award and shit. So like I don't know, I got an award for being sick. Like it was the weirdest award I've ever received, and like
An award is a weird thing to call it. I feel like they could have come up with a better name.
this is like a
An honoring.
don't die certificate. Like I don't know what they could have called it, but it was
it
weird.
just a piece of paper?
Yeah, it was like a little. It was a piece of paper. It
Like
was
a
just-
gold sticker on it?
Did it say
Yeah.
smile?
No.
Thank you.
Keep believing. Like no.
Good luck.
There's that little kitten hanging there.
I would die if that happened. But no, no, you presented me with an award, and like I look over to the right, and my mom is to the side, fucking freaking out. My mom is like, like she's like fucking like you know when like the Beatles would like come into town, and like the bitches would just be like, and just like. That's what my mom was pretty much like about
John
to do.
fucking Cena.
Dude, I'm like, just,
Did you guys watch wrestling a lot in your household?
I mean, like she like a
Your
little
wish
bit.
was to go to WrestleMania.
Well, I
Like,
mean, okay, so like,
were you a fan?
so yeah, like I was a fan. Like I would watch it with like my brothers and stuff. Like when I was like little, and then
Right.
like I would just like kind of kept watching it, like just like growing up afterwards,
It's
and
like
I played all
whatever.
the video games and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that was so yeah. I don't know. I've always been a fan, and I still kind of keep up with it. Like I don't watch the shows anymore or anything like that, but like I keep up with it, like on YouTube with like just like a couple of like news articles and
Get
stuff
bored,
like that.
see what's going on.
Yeah,
see what
that's
the
it.
storyline is.
Yeah, I just poke my head in and see if they doing anything interesting or something like that. But like other than that, no. But like no, because
Sure.
there's written random moments that have brought people back into wrestling that like have foreboded off. Like in 2011, like CM Punk and John Cena had like one of the greatest fucking matches like in WWE history, like of the decade.
Isn't CM Punk like 170 pounds?
Something like that, yeah.
When he's
How
fighting.
big's
in the
John
UFC.
Cena?
John Cena's big. Like John Cena's big. Like
Yeah.
like that screen don't do him justice. Like you're sitting there just like, you like lift motherfucker. Like
Like the Hulk's next to you?
yeah, like there was a WrestleMania where this motherfucker put like the Big Show. I don't know if y'all remember him.
Mm-hmm.
And then like there's Edge. He put them both on his shoulders at the same time. I was just like, that's at least like 700 plus on your shoulders that you just threw over like it was nothing. And
It's a
I'm just
motherfucker that wants to be famous.
like that's some shit. I'm like,
I respect the game, dog.
I'm like, how you were?
You want to be rich and famous? Sometimes you got to squat 700 pounds
And you gotta be single too.
in that game.
In that one, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Some judo toss.
Yeah. Oh my god, I couldn't be. Oh, if you was a wrestler, what would your wrestler name be?
That's a great question. Phil?
I don't know. Come
Me
back
neither.
to me. Let's see, burnt cheese.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't have a storyline.
Galactic anus.
You don't necessarily need a storyline. You just need like a background.
Right.
Like, and you need a finishing move and just a good name.
Damn, man. I haven't
Philly
watched
cunt.
wrestling since I was... See, Phil already has a nickname.
So what's the name?
That's easier.
I said lots of things. Last one was Philly cunt.
You can't be Philly cunt. You gotta be.
Oh, it's gotta be family friendly.
Yeah.
You could be Philly punk.
Philly punk. Nah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
copying.
The
Yeah.
Sheagle.
The Sheagle.
The Sheagle.
I could be transgender.
Keep the
Be the
beard.
first transgender WWE star.
Definitely keep the beard. Shave the head.
Come
the
out like
Sheagle.
Cheech in the first first Cheech and Chong movie.
Hey, it took him like. It took him like 80 plus.
My mama told me how to live.
All right. Well, okay. Wait. All right. Just because we're on wrestling. What would I don't know. What was your favorite finishing move? Like, who you think had like the best finishing move?
I don't even have that much information.
Like anyone that you saw?
I was
I was-
always a fan of the People's
I mean-
Elbow.
See, all right.
Yeah, I remember The Rock. That's
Yeah.
the people's elbow, right?
The
I remember Stone
Stone Cold.
Cold.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Classic. Yeah.
The Stunner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The
about-
DDT is familiar.
Mr. Sacco. I
Ah.
remember Mr.
Mankind.
Sacco.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember The
The
Undertaker and
Undertaker, yeah.
Kane. Yeah. I also had a wrestling video game on Nintendo 64. That was
Oh,
pretty
you
tight.
had
WWF.
You had No Mercy.
Yeah, probably,
Yeah, probably.
That was
that one, and then the NW. Was it NWO?
the WCW Nitro one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could like grab the trash can out of the stands.
Oh, that
Mhm.
one was cool.
That was awesome.
I think No Mercy like on the N64
Where you could
was like
make
the
custom
best.
characters. It was the first time
Yeah.
you could like really customize shit.
That really changed shit.
Oh yeah, once you can make custom characters, you wanted to play on. That's what made me want to play every single fucking game.
Yeah,
so I could play-
football games.
Yeah.
Fucking, you could just build a team like
Yeah.
from
Farmington
scratch.
Eaglehawks.
But nowadays it's so in depth and shit. Like I play 2K and shit, and like now it's just like, all right, you were started in college, but you took a stand for your teammate who got his scholarship taken away. You stood up for him, and now you had to come out as an undrafted player, but you're here to prove that you were supposed to be the MVP. Like it's like some deep ass shit like that.
Yeah, some shit you didn't agree to when you bought it.
Right, like
Like,
Idris Elba.
I want to play the story mode, but I don't want to feel like a piece of shit about
Right.
it. I just want to play ball, dog.
Exactly. I just want to shoot. Like that's what I want to do all this shit. I don't want Idris Elba as my fucking G League coach. Like what? Like literally,
Really?
Idris.
That's
Yes.
Idris Elba?
They had Idris Elba in there. They had
him in the nuts.
they had Rosario Dawson is in it. Like they had a bunch of
hot.
cameos. Yeah. They had a bunch of cameo appearances. I was just like, bro, it's a basketball game. Like, I mean, it's like this. Like I feel like I'm playing like a whole movie. I guess.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
there's a lot of people that they probably sold that game to that helped, you know?
true.
Where you were just trying to play the new basketball game. Like, I totally get that. I love the old one. Want to try the new one.
Yeah.
And then there's all this new bullshit. You're like, what the fuck is this? I just want to fucking play a basketball game.
I just missed like the old school like arcade versions of games like
Right.
NBA Jams and your like NFL Blitz and shit like oh my god like
Blitz
just
was
that,
dope.
Just
just that
mash
arcadey just
buttons.
breaking just like you just break people like in half and shit and it's just like that's what you wanted.
Yeah, you got a couple of friends together. That was the funnest. Even Mario Kart. I mean, fucking
Oh,
Mario
Mario
Kart
Kart.
is legendary for a party game.
Oh yeah.
People start talking shit. It gets real good.
Because that's the thing. You just break, like, it's just a regular gathering. Everyone's just drinking, and everyone's eating and stuff like that.
Oh,
Next
yeah.
thing you know, someone just breaks it out, and then it's just, everyone's like, people just start looking like, oh.
They're like, no, I won't play any Mario Kart. And they keep their conversation, then they keep looking. 20 minutes later, they're like, so who's next?
And then so, you know, and now everyone's just playing Mario Kart, and then there's people fucking in the bathroom because, hey, everyone's playing Mario Kart. Let's go fuck.
We had this friend that when we were playing NCAA football,
Nice.
would only choose Hail Mary.
Oh, what a jackass.
Only choose Hail Mary, and he'd play against Brian, and Brian would get so fucking
It's
mad
so win.
because he would be like, I know how to play football. This is fucking bullshit. And every play, he knew every play was going to be a Hail Mary, and he would keep fucking bombing and winning. I would try the same thing and never fucking could do it.
I mean,
Every fucking play, Hail Mary.
that's ridiculous.
And you knew it was coming, and you couldn't fucking stop
In
it.
Well,
four
you
downs, he'd get one.
Yeah.
You just go man up 3 deep. That's it.
It wouldn't
Bro,
work.
I tried every combination.
What?
I tried them all. I promise you.
It was an anomaly.
Oh my God, they did something like that on God, it's on one of the Sports Nation. That's what it is. They do like a YouTube series of like random like shit, and like one of them was where they ran the exact same play with the 0-16 Detroit Lions, like to Calvin Johnson to see if like they could end up with like a better record like in the Madden season and shit. And they did, like they won a game literally using the exact same play to Calvin Johnson every single time. But like, yeah, it wasn't like a
They just couldn't stop it.
yeah. Well, no. They could like it wasn't like they couldn't stop it because they still had to play defense. So
Right.
like the Lions defense was fucking terrible on that 0-16. So like yeah, there was games where they'd get shut out, and then there'll be games that put up like 42, and then there'll be games that be like 9. You're like, what?
Right, okay.
How the hell you getting that? So yeah, there's just moments like
It's
that.
a numbers game.
But yeah, it was I don't know, just arcade video games and shit. That was just always the shit, and like the wrestling ones was always the fucking best. Just beating motherfuckers up and shit. I don't know, it was just shit.
GoldenEye.
Don't even.
One word.
Don't even. I'm sorry. GoldenEye is very
2
triggering.
words.
Odd Jobs hat, number 1, and
100%.
number 2,
Paintball mode.
it was a complete ripoff of Perfect Dark.
Really?
Like it's oh yeah. Have
Like
you ever
the story mode?
no, as far as like the gameplay design and stuff, as far as like the like that that level design and like the health system and stuff.
Well,
yeah.
it was a good choice to steal from because GoldenEye was awesome.
Yeah, it was yeah.
So it was a
is-
party game.
To
But-
us,
It was awesome for the party mode. Like the story was shit. I mean,
yeah, fuck the story. The multiplayer was
It
Nobody even
amazing.
remembers the story. It wasn't
can-
about the
wait,
story.
you don't
proxy mines.
you don't remember having to like
Jump
have
off
to, like,
the dam.
like lead Natasha around and her getting shot all the time.
I mean, I remember. Yeah.
See, that's the one part I remember. That shit
We
always
mostly
pissed me off.
played multiplayer.
Yeah.
That's
See-
why it was so fun.
See,
Just, like get like 4 friends.
Yeah, story mode on Mario Kart's bullshit too.
Yeah, wait, they have a yeah.
Just by yourself.
You're like, I'm gonna win, and you're like, I did it.
And then like the Mario games, where you're kind of on like a game board,
Mm-hmm.
and you would like move places.
Oh,
And you
Mario
would do-
Party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mario
Yeah.
Party. You do different like activities.
See, I like that because they added like twists to it as far as like you were never guaranteed a win. Like there were people that be like have like 3 stars and stuff, and everyone else have 1 and stuff. But then at the end of it, like, oh, there's this challenge, and then there was this challenge. You get a star for this, this, and this, and then next thing you know, like the one in 3rd place, the one that had 3 stars just lost. And they're like, this is fucking bullshit. I fucking got more stars than you. You know it. You just want more challenge. And so I'm like, yeah, I like that. Like, yeah, and they do drunk Mario
I think you
Party,
gotta
too.
you gotta have at least 3 people, 3 or more people. 2 people Mario Party's kind of
That's a
sad.
date. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a date. That's sad.
You're just gonna win.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Video games with most women is a terrible idea.
Yo, there was this one chick I was dating that
Chloe fucked me up in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
That's her jam.
wait fucked you up in it.
She would.
Oh, like it's multiplayer.
If there was.
Oh, if there was.
Online there is multiplayer.
You just saying she's sick at it. Okay,
Yeah,
I got
she's
you.
good
All
at
right.
it.
Yeah, I had
She
a,
likes to play video games.
That's awesome.
I had a chick that
Destroy her in Battlefield.
Battlefield. Oh, put some COD, bitch. Let's go. Let's fucking do this. Like,
I
nah.
don't really like Call of Duty.
I like it on my phone, but I couldn't get like the actual.
There's Call of
online.
Duty on your phone?
Yeah, they got Call of Duty Mobile. It's actually pretty fucking legit.
2019, Brian.
Clearly,
There's
I'm out
lots
of the loop.
Lots of things you
I
can
work
do
in the
now.
woods by myself. There's no cell phone service most of my day.
You can watch all kinds of porn on your phone.
Well, that's
Nice.
the only way I watch porn.
I work in the woods all day.
Well, yeah.
Well, I don't download anything. Seems risky.
Right, you don't have service out there.
I have none service out there.
Nah, you just looking at, you just got screenshots. You just
See, I'm not a screenshot guy. It's not gonna do it anymore. You know,
yeah.
I've been habituated into this system. There's just videos.
For
And you
real,
can-
just like one screenshot of a girl giving a blowjob.
It's probably not gonna do it. No, definitely.
I can make it happen.
I mean,
Yeah.
in a pinch?
I could definitely make it
yeah,
happen.
Yeah, we're gonna figure something out.
It might not be great.
You move, wait for he's out. You're gonna figure something out. Like,
yeah. Once it gets to that point. Well,
I gotta go pick up my lady eventually. What time is it?
like 5:30.
It's not too bad.
it's 6.
Oh,
shit.
shit.
We've
Yeah.
done 95 minutes.
Yeah, I probably should go pick
We
her
should
up.
wrap this up.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up then.
Well,
yeah.
thanks for coming on, PJ.
That was fun. We
Yeah,
could go for
thanks.
another hour.
We really
probably.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is fucking blast and shit.
Yeah, you got anything you want
It's always
Promote?
fun that somebody could match us weed for weed.
Yeah,
not a lot
I
of
love
our
it.
not a lot of our guests can hang with us.
I feel like
Oh,
we're all
yeah.
fun.
We all get way more high
Like,
than,
we're
and not
way
like
higher,
in a
but
really high way. They get more high than us, and they take a couple of hits.
Oh yeah,
and
no.
let's just stop talking.
I'm licensed by the state. I can't
Hell
do
yeah.
that.
I noticed that when the smoke circle right before your show, because that was after my show. I took a couple hits and I was like, all right, I got to get my shit together. Want to do good, you know?
Yeah.
And then we got maybe the highest I've ever been behind that theater. And you just went on stage. And you were just comfortable.
Yeah.
Just like, Papa Junior.
I mean, I started doing the shit high, so I was just like, I look
Yeah.
at
Yeah, study high, test high.
Yeah,
Obviously.
exactly. It's just
That's,
like,
that's why I dropped out of college.
dude, what you getting?
No, it's just because I was making more money selling weed.
That's real.
Yeah, straight up.
Business class. What's up?
That
Yeah.
didn't work out.
You got anything you want to promote, man?
Just the Snow Jam Comedy Festival out in South Dakota. It'll be like January 23rd to the 25th. I'll be out there. Other than that, nah, I'm still working on getting my schedule filled out for like the next year. Like, so that's just like my main thing. But
Sweet.
yeah, I mean, that's really it. I mean, I'm on Facebook at PJ Johnson. Instagram is Papa Junior Joseph Papa Johnson. You can find, or just do PJ Johnson. That works too.
Right.
But yeah, that's really it. That's all
Cool.
I got. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put the links in the description if you guys
Sure.
want to find them. Phil, you want to tell them where to find us?
Instagram, GLW_podcast. Greenlight Weekend on YouTube, Facebook.
Hell yeah.
Greenlightweekend@gmail.com. If you're mad at what Brian says.
Fair enough.
For me. Sometimes I get crazy.
Phil gets crazy sometimes.
Check out the Whiskey Reel.
Oh yeah, Whiskey Real Podcast.
Even though they don't shout us out that much.
Nope, like once. Also Ethan Esparza on SoundCloud at Hip Hop Trip, and that it will also be in the description.
And some of his other stuff's at the Chava People on Instagram or on SoundCloud.
Yeah, that'll be in the description as well. And my buddies in Phoenix, they have a podcast called Blazing the Scene. They're young and new, but they have a lot of good tips for new comics. If there's any comics listening, check that out.
Just the tips.
Just the tips. Thanks for listening. Thank you, PJ.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Phil, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Yeah. I wanna see a rainy day. My life is full of sunshine. But how could I a double rainbow, sitting with an angel high. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful, I can see a halo right above an angel high. I wanna make music, I wanna make love. You and me, we can do it. We keep moving on up. So many things in life, so many things I want. I just wanna have it like things I never had before. But will I always want more? Big house with a wraparound porch, driving too fast in the black Porsche. But would you still holler at your boy? Well, I already made a choice. 7 years trying to make noise. Willing to put the work in, wanted to make it worth it, wanted to make it perfect, yeah. I wanna see a rainy day. My life is full of sunshine, but how could I complain? I must be losing my mind. I wanna see the rainfall, catch a double rainbow, sitting with an angel high. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful, I can see a halo right above an angel high. I wanna make art, I wanna make change. I just wanna do my part, I wanna make a name. Take it to the street, David Blaine. Make some magic happen in this rap game. I come to stake my claim. Swear I got this music pumping in my veins. Anybody else thinking the same stuff? Do the right thing, that's how I came up. And that's Spike Lee shooting them frames up. I'm living a motion picture, I ain't a gangster. Nah, the homie told me that. Do unto others, sisters, mothers, fathers, brothers. On the same rock, we all looking for something. Just keep it real, you feel me, cousin? I wanna see a rainy day. My life's full of sunshine, yeah. But how could I complain? I must be losing my mind. I wanna see the rainfall, catch a double rainbow, sitting with an angel high. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful, I can see a halo right above an angel high. I'm caught dreaming every day when I see the crowd's eyes ripping up the stage. Makes me realize that good friends and support from a family, what more could a young man ask for? I love it when you all looking back at me. Out of body feet, I lifting off the floor, cloud nine. Singing I'm loving every moment. Life is too good, yeah, let's keep it rolling, right. Everything I want is like the ocean. Get me in a trance, like a drug, like a potion. I know I'm loving this weather. I know I got what I need. I want this feeling forever. The sun is shining on me, but I wanna see a rainy day. My life's full of sunshine, but how could I complain? I must be losing my mind. I wanna see the rainfall, catch a double rainbow, sitting with an angel high. Yeah, I'm feeling grateful, I can see a halo right above an angel high.